Howdy folks, today we are playing a mono red oil in standard. Big shout out to mtgarena for creating this deck, and I want to see how it does on the ladder. Alright, looks like an aggressive hand, couple Kumano. Roll with it. With this Furnace Skull Bomb too. We're gonna leave with the Kumano though. A little bit of lag going on, I don't know what that's about. Ooh, Fuseling, okay. I'll get on board with that. Yeah, give me that counter. Yes. Get another Kumano going. Pass the turn. Get some damage, and next we got this Lightning Strike. Hit any blocker they got. Got a nice little set cards going. Got this Furnace Skull Bomb to either cycle or to put some counters on stuff. Ooh. Our opponent is about to learn about the damage they're gonna receive. Play this Furnace Skull Bomb and pass the turn. We're gonna draw this card, or we can Lightning Strike their opponent. And I kind of feel like I'd rather Lightning Strike the opponent, so you get the most amount of damage in as possible. Okay, so this is 6 damage. Next turn, if they board wipe, we still have some. Yeah, I think we would rather. So basically, we're thinking our opponent's gonna board wipe, so we could put 2 oil counters on this and draw a card. But I think we'd rather put the oil counters on the Urabrask Forge next turn. I think that's basically kind of the whole plan of the deck. So we'll attack like this. Next turn, we can put up to 4 counters on this Forge and kill our opponent. Our opponent has some way to gain life here, or to get this Bank Buster going. That'd be good for them. But if they just have a Wrath, they're gonna be probably dead. I'm not really sure. Let's have a Wandering Emperor here if they're gonna pass. Wedding Announcement. Okay. They also have a Laydown Arms. Probably gonna need that. Okay. Opponent's still alive. Alright, we're gonna put 2 oil counters on the Forge. Draw our card. Get in. Choose what you would like to block. Spoiler alert, you're taking 4 either way. Oh, they didn't want to block. That means they're taking 8. GG's, folks, GG's. Okay, and we're back with mono red oil here. And you kind of got the game plan of what the deck's trying to do. I mean, your house card is Urabrask Forge. It just creates X1s with trample and haste every turn. And Furnace Skull Bomb can put 2 oil counters on it. And that really changes how the deck looks and feels. You saw making 4-1 horrors instead of, it would have been a 2-2. The 2-1 that turns was pretty powerful. So it's really if you're trying to attack your opponent with some haste and trample, Urabrask Forge will do it for you. Helps have a nice start with the Fuseling and the Cockazin and all that, but yeah, it's fun to deal some damage on opponents too. We also have All Will Be One on in this deck, which also is built around putting counters on permanents. So when you put 1 or more counters on a permanent player, All Will Be One deals that much damage to target opponent, creature, and opponent controls, or planeswalker and opponent controls. So when we get a counter on the Forge, or with the Fuseling on our upkeep, or the Churning Reservoir, Saga counter, or lore counter, any of that is going to trigger your All Will Be One, which is pretty cool. Lore counter here. So you built around a lot of the lore counters, a lot of the oil counters. You got oil counters in the Axiom Engraver as well. A lot going on here. That's sort of the plan for the deck play. Get on the board early with some of these 1-drops, and try to finish your opponent off that way. The list you'll see linked in the description is a little bit different. It had 61 cards, and so I shaved a card or 2 to basically go up on this Fable, the Mirror Breaker. So that'll be a little different if you see that, but yeah, that's basically the plan of the deck. Okay, we're gonna go first. This Kumano. Lots of 3 damage spells. Gonna try to use this Abrade on our opponent. instead of opponent's creatures instead of having. Ooh, that was a nice draw. As you can see, we want to use the Abrade on our opponent's creatures so we can use lightning strikes for the base. Just typical mono red stuff. Join exploration, no kicker. Probably a Bant deck then. Get this furnace going at least. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put the oil counters on the Fuseling here. Really charge it up. Attack for 7 here. Really put the pressure on our opponent here. They have to have a removal spell of some kind, you would imagine. Or not. GG's. Alright, we're going first here with some Fuselings. We'll try it out. Nice part about the Fuseling is the potential to just grow and grow over the course of the game. Definitely need some synergies though to get it going. Do they have a sleeper? Oh. Interesting. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Choose an artifact or creature. Go and attack. Play our mountain and pass. They were scared of the second Fuseling. They exiled it. They know we have a lightning strike. Play the engraver. That means next turn this Anointer can do 2 damage. They don't kill it here. Probably kill the Fuseling if I had to guess. Let's see what they got. Really like to draw an Urabrask Forge. It's an Infernal Grasp here. We're pretty happy about that in the Fuseling. 2 damage to them. An Edict. Sure, we'll sacrifice the Engraver. Pump up our Fuseling. That's fine by us. Might probably have another Edict, I would imagine, based on that play. So, just wanted to get the damage in while we could.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
Problem is now that the Anointer won't have any oil counters, which is tough. But Urabrask Forge was a great draw, so we can attack the Liliana for 1 here. We're gonna have a hard time getting rid of this artifact in their mono black deck, and so this Forge is gonna get bigger and bigger, which is pretty nice. Now the Anointer has something with an oil counter to deal 1 damage. Gix. Okay, we have a lightning strike for the Gix. They know that though. That's what we're doing though. Trying to avoid a Shelly for sure. Get him with a 2-1. Nice part about this combo is it really starts cooking the Fuselings. Really starts making them pretty big. Liliana, sure. Can you get rid of our Anointer?
Those who get in my way
If you do, we'll kill you, Liliana. No, they're gonna get rid of our Fuseling. Okay.
I've always hated crowds.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be man efficient here and play the Anointer. Deal damage to Liliana. Get him with this 3-1. Opponent's taking hasty damage every turn. They're gonna have a plan for it. If they have a Sheldred in a couple of turns though, the Forge is gonna outgrow it. I have to imagine they have Sheldred in their deck. Oh, Flash Forger, okay. You can attack through that. Get in here. Will it block our Anointer? Opponent's life total is ticking down though. Or there's Engraver. We can cycle away lands now at least. Not the best card in the deck. I think it's kind of in there for the oil counter theme. Thorin, okay. Better than Sheldred, I suppose, but still gonna be able to kill that.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Yeah, gonna be able to kill the Sorin with the 5-1. They are gonna block. Okay, we're fine with that. It has trample, so no worries there. Keep this Fable down. We can axe this to the engraver. An invoke to spare would be pretty good here. They have an invoke to spare though. They're taking a lot of damage, and they can't beat the Urabrask Forge. It's just too big. If we have the Urabrask Forge against mono black, and we're ahead on board, I think it's just too much. GG's. Okay, and I'm making another couple edits here to the deck. We're really just streamlining it, making it more oil based. So we're getting Flamestoker, Vindictive Flamestoker, which is a 1-mana 1/2. But whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on it, and you can sacrifice it to discard your hand and draw 4 cards, and it costs 1 less to activate for each oil counter on it. So pretty good when you're casting a bunch of spells, non-creature spells all over. We have Free from Flash, which target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and put 2 oil counters on it. Also pretty good. Fuseling you saw earlier, Reservoir added go into the full 4. Skullbomb went to the full 4. And then the other card I added was Magmatic Sprinter, which is a 3-mana 3/2 haste. When it enters the battlefield, put 2 oil counters on target artifact or creature you control. And then at the beginning of your end step, return it to its owner's hand unless you remove 2 oil counters from it. So you can keep putting oil counters on things. Pretty nice. Putting it on a forge, gets 2 oil counters on there. It's pretty nice every turn. It's really cool that you can just keep every turn adding oil counters. So I'm trying that card out as well. I like the first build, but I'm trying out this build so we can lower the land count, get rid of all will be ones because we didn't really cast them at all. They're hard to cast, and do sort of a more mono red-ish approach to it. So we'll see if this helps our win rate on the ladder. Alrighty, we're going first here, and looks like a pretty good hand. So we'll start with this Flamestoker. One's got a Dismal Backwater. And we can get a Kumano down in the Reservoir, which I think we'll do. Get some oil counters on this Flamestoker. I guess our opponent wants to kill this, so we don't eventually draw a bunch of cards. What do they got now? They do have a go for the vote with Flamestoker. Okay. We get an Urabrask Forge down. We cannot. Can't cast another Flamestoker though. If we ever draw that 3rd land, we'll be in business. So go ahead and pass. We have this Free from Flesh up. We need to use it to get rid of, get through a cut down or something. Jace, sure. Get a plus on our Stoker. Looks like it. Counter on it. Get a Fuseling. That's not bad. So we can't kill our opponent unless we put the Free from our Jace, the opponent's Jace, unless we put the Free from Flesh onto the Kumano, which is a little tough, but I think that's what we're doing. It makes us much more susceptible to a Wrath, but that's what we're up to. See if they have another Jace. Very possible they do. Counter's going on the Fuseling. Doing some damage. I think I don't want to hold this Flamestoker. Yeah, hold this Flamestoker. I'm kind of feeling like our opponent has a Wrath here or something. I don't know what else they would be doing if they didn't. Okay. Gonna pass the turn. They have a Memory Deluge, sure. Do they have untapped land Farewell? Farewell will be pretty good here. They do have exactly untapped land Farewell, though we can play with fire, and if we hit a land with the Scribe, we can Magmatic Sprinter them for lethal, so that's something. You do have untapped white land. Probably Farewell coming. Okay, well we have a plan against it. Alrighty, let's hit a land. GG's. Our opponents with a good game. Play the Magmatic Sprinter. Deal lethal damage. Ha ha! Sprinter already coming through. Alrighty, GG. Okay, opponent's going first. This is a good hand, though. I'm not sure what we want to play first. Probably this Kamano. I definitely know we want to get this Reservoir down next turn. Question is, do we want to get the Skull Bomb down too? I don't know if there's any downside to it. What's on Juggle Hollowed Swamp? See what they play anything? A Shigeki. Interesting on the Shigeki there. But yes, now we get this Fuseling down and a Reservoir. The nice thing about the Fuseling is if they're just planning to bounce a Shigeki, we'll still get the damage through the Trample, which is nice. I wonder what they're ramping to. Well, it seems like they have decisions about what they want to get rid of from our side. Do they want to just get rid of our Tuning Reservoir now? Okay, just going to Drown and Ichor, the Fuseling now. Means they're not going to bounce the Shigeki, though. Which I think we're fine with. We did draw the land for the Forge, which is big. That means we can get in some damage this turn. Next turn we have the Free From Flesh if we need it, plus the Skull Bomb. So Skull Bomb could make the Forge a lot bigger. Land not a bad draw. I think that means, yeah, we're going to Skull Bomb and put the counter onto the Forge. Opponent could have a Terra Sunder, which would be pretty tough for us. But I would feel like that's likely for them to have in their deck. See if anything for our 5-1 with Trample. They had a Terra Sunder, they certainly would have used it there, so I'm gonna read that they don't have one. Probably have various ways to remove our permanents, though. So you can bounce and block, but the Trample doesn't matter. Opponent recognizes that, maybe puts a Bakanuma onto the battlefield. Oh, it was 4. Okay, they revealed everything about the top. Okay, yeah. Flamestoker down. Nice part about the Flamestoker is it's a creature our opponent wants to kill a lot, so they, you know, maybe it'll prevent them from killing our Forge if they have a Sunder, which we don't think they do. I'm not really sure what our opponent has in hand. And Nissa, okay. This is solid. Gonna make a 6/6, but we're making an even bigger creature than that, and they're gonna have to block it. Okay, or they can just do like that. That's fair. That's another way they can do it, but that makes more sense. Get another Forge down at least. And this way we can kill the Nissa. I think we're gonna do that. Both attack the Nissa. Free From Flesh and the Vindictive Flamestoker. So they have another Nissa. That would be tough if they did. We are going to be able to trade this Flamestoker in for good value next turn. Sheldred, okay. They've removed a spell from the Flamestoker. They want to use it now. Oh, they have a Bushwhack. This is a Phyrexia Obliterator deck. Okay. Gonna go ahead and draw. Play with fires. Yep, going to combat. Attacking. Gotta imagine our opponent's in a position they want to block. Play with fire time. Alrighty. We have a play with fire, and an Urabrask Forge against our opponent with a Shigeki in hand where they can return whatever they would like. Invoke Despair? Sure. I mean, whatever. Deal some damage to us that way, but we're fine with that. We got the Hollow. Yeah, we'll get one life could matter. And Evolved Sleeper. I'm not too scared of the Evolved Sleeper. No mountain, no thank you. Okay. If our opponent blocks, they decided to not block, so we're really looking for a way to push through some extra damage. Our opponent can certainly Shigeki back a removal spell, like a Go for the Throat. Tear Asunder, yep. They have a way to gain some life. If they don't, we're really going to hope to draw a Lightning Strike. Flamestoker. Okay. Well, we can't draw the cards this turn, but it means they have to have a removal spell. Because next turn we can certainly start drawing cards with it. They decide to take some life for the sleeper. We're fine with that too. Let's see what they have. Another Invoke Despair? Do they have a Blood Raider plus fight? Infernal Grasp where they lose 2 life. So now Play with Fire is lethal too. Get him for 3. Yep, yep. Oh, come on, it was lethal too? Come on, let it resolve. Let me get that trigger. Come on. Let me get that trigger for exactly lethal. You know you want to see it. Oh, come on. You're not roping us, opponent. No way. No way. Come on. Come on. No life gain. No life gain. What you got? What you got? Let it resolve. GG. Woo! That was a tight one there. Our opponent, Infernal Grasp, our guy, though, is probably worth it, but cost him the game. GG's. Okay, well, this is a hand where we'd be leaning on Flamestoker a lot. But we'll see if we can do that. They have a Tranquil Cove. Probably means Azorius Control. Soldiers don't really usually play a tap land in turn 1 unless you're super budget. Probably Azorius Control of some kind. Okay, maybe not. Interesting. Attack with a Flamestoker. If they want to double block, I think that's certainly fine with us. Keep up this Lightning Strike and the Play with Fire. If they have a Brutal Cathar, we'll snipe it with the Play with Fire. Tranquil Cloven Soldier. Siege Veteran. Yeah, we don't really want that to live either. Sorry, Siege Veteran. Opponent's getting in. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully point a bunch of removal spells at a bunch of creatures and keep our Flamestoker alive. That's the plan. Keep the Flamestoker alive until we can cycle it into 4 new cards, and hopefully that's good enough. What do they got this turn? Sky Strike Officer, yep. Can see if our opponent attacks or not. This juncture, I'm not sure I would attack if I was our opponent. Don't think we're popping the Flamestoker next turn, so I think just having a Lightning Strike this turn is fine. I don't think we need to play with fire at all. Opponent has to imagine we have some way to kill this Sky Strike Officer. We kept up 3 mana, so I don't think they'll attack. I think they'll prefer the draw. Seems like a good move for them. You're gonna try to draw now. I don't know if I would do that. Okay. Another oil counter going. Looks like they're going to tap some creatures. Draw a card. Yep, it's all good with us. That's why that card is so good. My turn. Another mountain. Just all kinds of lands out here. But yes, this turn we could theoretically dump our entire hand, depending on what our opponent has. Not sure if that would be better than waiting or not. Recruitment officer, yep. Do I have a brutal Cathar? Hopefully not. Recruitment officer can get some serious card advantage, so we probably want to kill that this turn. One's looking at it, looking at their soldier and my guy like that. Okay. So I think, yeah, I'm going to kill the recruitment officer. I also think I'm going to kill one of the resolute reinforcements because it'll deny them a card when I kill a Sky Strike officer. And so maybe I should have done that last turn, not sure. Free from flesh. Well, put some oil counters on and attack, might as well. Get in. And this can be activated at any time, right? Sacrifice it, discard your hand, then draw 4 cards. Cost 1 less cash for each oil counter. You want to do it now so we play some creatures? Probably. I think I'd rather do it now. No sense really in holding it, holding the mana open, and I think that is the case for why. Get the Furnace Skull Bomb going. Next turn we can make a pretty big fusion. We get 3/1 Fuseling. Harbin. Okay. Valiant Veteran. Yep. Gonna put some oil on a Fuseling. Forge is pretty good. Yeah, I think we're just going all out on the aggro plan. See what our opponent does to block. We'll certainly free from flash anything that they choose to block. Damage. Sure. Oil counters here. Take a boatload. All right. 2 big tramplers. Even a brutal Cathar, it's gonna be good, but it's not gonna get both. Kamano. Sure. I think we'll do it this way, so that way, if our opponent blocks in such a way that they take 1 off from lethal, we can kill him with a Kamano. Don't throw it up face up. Ooh, opponent. You're gonna die. And, I mean, that's exactly why we did it that way. So the Kamano would be lethal, and here it is. Take your 1 damage to the face, and take that L. GG's. Howdy, we're back here with Mono Oil for the deck tech. Or sorry, not the deck tech. We already did that. My bad, folks. We're here for the wrap up. What am I here for? Okay. And leaning it more into the aggressive part of the deck, I think was fantastic. And I think putting in Vindictive Flamestoker, I mean, you saw how it just won us that last game. I mean, we filled our hand back up and we're able to replay a full board and really go at our opponent in that manner, which was pretty nice. That also just paired very nicely with an awkward hand to play with Fire and Lightning Strike. I mean, that's a hand I think you're probably going to mulligan with the old, build of the deck. And here you can just keep it and hope to ride the Stoker to victory, which we definitely did, which was fantastic. Having the full force Skull Bomb, I think, is just really good. I mean, beginning to put oil counters onto your Fuseling, I think, is one of the better combos in this deck. So doing it any way you can makes a lot of sense. Adding an extra Churning Reservoir to put oil counters double up on your Forge is fantastic. Free from Flesh is really good against things like Cut Down, fight spells, and it's just really good at getting damage. And if you put it on a Fuseling, it goes from being a 1/1 to being a 5/3 for that turn, which is pretty absurd for another 1 mana, you know, combo here. You can get them for a lot of damage there. And I went in and added this Magmatic Sprinter, which is, you know, it's a way to get a little more hasty damage in, and it also can put oil counters on things. So, you know, it's a lot better when you have Urabrask Forge out, but I think it's kind of cool as an experimental card in the deck. I'm not sure if you can get any utility out of the mana base. I think there, you know, there's a possibility you can play, you know, some Mishra's Foundry. You have a lot of red pips. If you look down this line right here, that's a lot of red pips. You wouldn't really want to be stuck with a Mishra's Foundry as your only land on turn 2. So I'm not sure how much utility you can really get out of your lands, but maybe there is some room for improvement with the mana base. But yeah, thank you for Balrog6 for submitting the original deck list and sort of the inspiration for the changes here that I've made. And I think this deck overall is decent. It's definitely not as good as regular mono red. This deck would need a little bit of help for me to tell you to be able to play this over regular mono red. So if you're trying to maximize win rate, I'm definitely going just typical stock mono red. But it's fun, nice change of pace. Throws a nice curveball at your opponent. They're not really sure how to play against it. Has some really explosive turns, but the main problem with this deck is the other mono red cards in the format are just so powerful that it's, you know, maybe it's not good enough to have this deck going around. But maybe there's a way to mash up and have the decks, you know, kind of be hybrids of one another more. You know, definitely cutting the Sprinter and, you know, cutting a lot of the other packages. I think really the only card in this deck I think that's super powerful. The only cards that have really the potential to be super powerful and a lot better than cards in regular mono red are Urabrask Forge, Exuberant, Fuseling, and Free from Flesh. I think if you could have the Fuseling Free from Flesh combo in your opening hand in mono red all the time, it's probably better than whatever else you can have in your opening hand in mono red all the time. Super powerful combo together. But not together, really. This is just a best case scenario of play with fire. If you know, the Fuseling and Free from Flesh aren't together. If you play this on, you know, the backside of a Kumano or a Phoenix Chick or something, it's just giving a creature +2/+2, and that's not really that good in mono red. So I can see the deficiencies there. And Urabrask's Forge gets a lot better with all these support cards around it. Having a 1/1 on turn 3, 2/1 on turn 4, 3/1 on turn 5. Not really sure if that's good enough in the mono red deck either. But those are cards that have potential to be powerful enough. And then of course you have the Flamestoker, which I don't even think you really need oil counter synergies with. I'm not really sure if a mono red deck would be the best shell. They do have a lot of non-creature spells, so maybe, but the fact it's only a 1/2 is pretty tough in that deck. If this was a 2/1, I think it would be a slam dunk card in mono red. But for now, I think you're probably a better option at the 1-drop slot just to get in more damage. Nice thing about mono red is your cards just do so much damage, you don't really even need to go down the card advantage route, which this card kind of takes you. Whether it's this deck, you kind of, you know, you might, you know, sort of burn out or flame out and get into a situation where cards would matter more. Just getting those last pieces of damage and reach, essentially. Yeah, fun deck. I like, you know, exploring sort of the new synergies within the new sets, and I'm not sure if oil is going to be becoming a more prominent feature in the next set or another, you know, if we're getting another set of support, I guess is a better way to rephrase that. But someone who knows the lore, maybe you can drop that in the comments down below. Let me know if the next sets can have a lot of oil or not. But yeah, if you like this deck, you're gonna like the previous decks on your screen now. And until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.